So I wanted to give one thing for the listeners. The biggest reason we're talking right now is about the 2019 Great Canadian VIP Getaway that SD Bullion and the Royal Canadian Mint are throwing. I wanted to give the listeners a little bit of an idea of maybe what they'll get if they win the contest.
Well, if they do win, we're very excited to be able to support the SD Bullion's contest by providing a VIP plant tour of our facility located in Ottawa. So this castle that I referred to, the winners of the contest will be able to visit. The recipients will get to see firsthand how bullion coins are made. So that's quite an opportunity.
Welcome to this week's Metals and Markets Rat. I am your host, James Anderson of SD Bullion. With us this week is a special guest of the podcast. It's Royal Canadian Mint President and CEO, Marie Lemay. Marie, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Pleasure to be there.
Hey, Marie, I have a question as far as, obviously you're the CEO of the RCM, but my hunch is you've probably been working with them for a long time. When did you start working with the Royal Canadian Mint?
Actually, I started in February 2019, so
Oh,
it's
wow.
only been 8 months.
Wow. What are your impressions thus far of running this incredible mint, this historic mint?
Well, it's a fantastic, innovative organization. People are passionate, dedicated. It's really a fantastic environment, and the clear objective of all is to make sure that our customers get the greatest experience and the greatest products.
So I want to learn a little bit about the founding and let our listeners know about the founding of the Royal Canadian Mint in Ottawa. It was in early 1908. Could you give our listeners a little bit of a background on how it was founded and some of the history there?
So you're correct, James. It was founded on January 2nd in 1908. And the headquarters and manufacturing facility in Ottawa were opened as the Canadian branch of the United Kingdom's Royal Mint. So the facility was, the first priority was to fulfill the growing demand for new Canadian circulation coins because the Royal Mint in London could no longer accommodate. So at that time, there was a high demand for domestically refined gold mined in Yukon and British Columbia. So it led to the addition of a full-time gold refinery in 1911. So 3 years later, we actually constructed a refinery. And those refinery operation, as well as the production of bullion coins, wafers, and bars, they continue to this date at the very same site. So a lot of history here. We became the Royal Canadian Mint in 1931 after the Ottawa facility was transferred to the Canadian government, and then circulation coins productions moved from Ottawa to Winnipeg in 1976. So, like I said, a lot of history and a beautiful setting behind the castle walls on Sussex Drive in Ottawa, if anybody had the chance to come and visit.
Obviously, you guys have grown a lot since, and you work in a lot of facets now. I was wondering what type of commercial manners does the RCM work in? What do you guys, what business are you involved in right now?
Well, I guess the first thing is we became a Crown Corporation in 1969, so wholly owned by the Government of Canada, and we became increasingly diversified. We capitalize on opportunities in the numismatic, bullion, and foreign circulation. So those are three business lines that we've added to the circulation coin. And we really are today a versatile and profitable organization that is constantly delivering value to our exclusive shareholder and to the people of Canada. So very exciting innovation within those big, thick walls.
Yeah, I mean, I've traveled a bunch throughout the world, and every time I get to different countries, I can tell sometimes that they didn't issue the coinage. It's probably the Canadian Mint that's been doing a lot of the coinage in the bills. So very impressive the fact that a lot of countries trust you guys to do their own coinage.
Yeah. I was going to say it's over 75 different countries
Wow.
since the Winnipeg facility opened. So
I wanted to ask you a difference between the Ottawa and Winnipeg facilities. You had mentioned a little bit about the fact that that you changed over in 1976 to the Winnipeg. Could you give a little bit of a description for the listeners about the difference between the two sites?
yes, absolutely. So the Ottawa facility is dedicated to the production of collector coins, metals, and a full range of bullion products. And it's also where our head office is located. And our leading gold and silver maple leaf bullion coins, as well as the bars, the wafers, and the grains, are also manufactured in Ottawa. So in Winnipeg, before in Ottawa, we also have the refinery, as I talked about, and we offer high security precious metal storage. So this is the Ottawa facility. In Winnipeg, it was purpose built for high-speed, high-volume productions of Canadian and foreign circulation coin. And it does include a state-of-the-art plating facility and an R&D center where we continue to develop new coinage solutions for us and for countries around the world. So far, like I said earlier, we produced coins and blanks for over 75 different countries since the facility was opened in '76. So.
Wow. Well, that's great. I know our listeners, they're mainly bullion interested, and they're definitely going to be interested for sure about the Ottawa facility. I think we'll have some footage in this interview showing some clips of people producing bullion products in that Ottawa facility that you just mentioned. What, in your view, are some of the unique things about the RCM?
Well, above all, a group of passionate innovators who are committed to really leading-edge technology. So some of the things that I can share with you, some of our proudest world firsts, if you want, include the world first colored circulation coin. That was in 2004, the 25-cent poppy. The multi-plated steel plating, which really reduced the use of the expensive nickel and copper and created coins with a very superior finish and durability and security, for us was really a very important moment. Also the world's first 5/9 pure gold bullion coin, which really was put on the map by the Mint's 100-kilogram 5/9 pure gold maple leaf bullion coin. So you or your listeners would have heard of it, but named as the $1 million coin. And then the bullion DNA and the anti-counterfeiting. That's the covert technology. That really is something that's very important. It makes the bullion coin the most secure in the world. So those are really some of the proud moments of the Mint. And every day, just the extraordinary quality, the art, the pieces that are produced for the Mint are just exquisite. So.
Yeah, speaking from firsthand experience, I've been in this industry for over 10 years now, and you guys have always seemed to be the most flexible, the most cutting edge, the ones that were ahead of the curve when it came to counterfeit threats. Just kudos to you guys for doing all the things that are required to make people feel safe and sound when they're buying your products, especially, for instance, the silver maple leaf or the gold maple leaf coins. I mean, those coins have so many built-in anti-counterfeit technologies. It's really hat tip to you guys for being ahead of it and being on the cutting edge.
Well, it's very important to us.
So I wanted to give one thing for the listeners. The biggest reason we're talking right now is about the 2019 Great Canadian VIP Getaway that SD Bullion and the Royal Canadian Mint are throwing. I wanted to give the listeners a little bit of an idea of maybe what they'll get if they win the contest.
Well, if they do win, we're very excited to be able to support the SD Bullion's contest by providing a VIP plant tour of our facility located in Ottawa. So this castle that I referred to, the winners of the contest will be able to visit. The recipients will get to see firsthand how bullion coins are made. So that's quite an opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I know our listeners will be very excited anytime we show them footage of the way products are made behind the scenes. Everyone loves that. I mean, it's just for some reason it's the most interesting, one of the most interesting things we could show people. So if they can see it firsthand, I know, speaking firsthand from my experience, seeing other mints in person, it's great. So.
And James, I've been only, as I said, it's been 8 months, but every time I go down there, it's the same feeling. It's just extraordinary opportunity to be able to see this firsthand and so close. So I know that whoever is going to win this will get a real treat.
Well, Marie, we really appreciate you taking the time and speaking with us, and we want to wish you and all the people at Royal Canadian Mint the very best.
Thank you very much.